Hi, I'm Abdullah Samir. I'm going to be talking about Islam and depression. So now, I uploaded a video yesterday where I said, someone asked me, how's that depression that Allah promised you? And he was referring to, and whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed, he will have a depressed life, and we will gather him on the day of resurrection blind. This is the translation of 21:24 in the Quran. So he's asking me that now that you left Islam, obviously your heart must be empty because you're not remembering Allah and all that stuff. So while this statement from Allah is a non sequitur, meaning it doesn't follow that if you don't have Allah, you'll also be depressed, it is true that ex-Muslims do suffer sometimes from depression. Now, why is this statement a non sequitur? Well, for example, many Buddhists don't believe in Allah, they don't even believe in God, and they're perfectly happy. They don't have depression. Depression is a clinical illness that some people get due to an imbalance in their brains or a situation in their lives where they're trapped in a cycle of unhappiness. So it really has nothing to do with remembering Allah. The purpose of this video is, why do ex-Muslims or ex-Mormons or anyone that leaves a community, why do they suffer from difficulties and depression? What's the worst thing that can happen? Being killed. Now let's assume that's not what happens, because in most cases that's not what happens. There's a lot of threats, there's crying, there's anger, there's, why aren't you a good Muslim? I invested so much in you. I took you to the mosque every day. I paid for private tutors for Quran. I put you in Islamic school. Why are you doing this to me? What will a family think of us? Right? What will my mom and dad think of me? What will they say about your mother and father that we didn't raise you to be a good Muslim? Your dad is a scholar and you do this? Now you give us no choice. If you continue on this path, we're going to take you to see the Imam every week. If you don't turn back to Allah, we're taking away your phone, we're taking away your internet, we're going to check your messages. You're not my son. I don't want anything to do with you. If you don't start praying again, we're not paying for your university or college anymore. These are all actual statements I've heard from ex-Muslims. In one extreme example, a young man was tricked into going to Kenya on vacation, and then he was going to be sent for religious conversion therapy, where they would have beaten him and forced him to convert back to the religion. When you come from a tight-knit community, the backlash is inevitable. Thankfully, most ex-Muslims in the West don't experience physical violence, at least not that I've heard of. But it definitely took them a while to put their lives back in order. Some individuals even tried to commit suicide. It's worse in communities where you're isolated from others, where you don't have any skills to live a proper life. It's worse if you're in a cult that keeps you away, that doesn't allow you to develop relationships with people and doesn't allow you to learn valuable skills. But thankfully, most Western ex-Muslims are well integrated into society. At least by the time they get to university, they're no longer, isolated among Muslims, but they're actually in the bigger community. There's not much you can do if you're in a Muslim country except pretend that you're Muslim and wait for the situation to improve and you have money and the means to leave. Or you can take a big risk and make a run for it. Sometimes this ends up being a very bad move and you can end up in a far worse situation where you started off with. So what can we do about this? What can you do? Support your fellow ex-Muslims through these difficult times. Acknowledge that there's a lot of shame and guilt that goes into leaving a religion and telling your family about it. Many ex-Muslims feel guilty for even telling their family members that they want who they are, what they truly believe. They crave that authenticity. But when they get it, they're told, why are you being so selfish? Why did you speak about this? Why did you tell me? Why don't you just keep it to yourself, right? Like, I didn't need to know this. All of this guilt about hurting their loved ones just to be themselves, just for wanting to be themselves. If you are in this situation, you may benefit from counseling. Take care of yourself. Seek help, speak to a friend, try to get some help however you can. Try mindfulness, try meditation. Do what it takes to make yourself feel better and get better. Take care of yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Abdullah Samir signing out. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff. Take care. Bye.